Good morning. This is Robert People of robertpeople.com, and you're listening to People's Court. Thank you for tuning in this morning. It is Monday, January 6th, 2020, and I believe a lot of kids are headed back to school today, and back to our first full week of work. So enjoy that. I'm going to get right to what I'm here to talk about. As most of you know already, things are a little tense between the United States, us, of course, and Iran. Okay. What I would like to, and there's so much talk by people who honestly, it's unclear who knows what necessarily, but a whole lot of talk about them joining the military and where Donald Trump is and how they need to keep him separated from us and so on and so forth. What I'm here to talk about is this. Here, things are so ugly in terms of politics, in terms of Democrat and Republican. You know, we're so divided when it comes to that. Now, this is not a both sides thing. Because right now, it's on conservatives. It's that simple. It's on conservatives to start speaking up against what the president is doing. That's not a both sides thing. We're not going to sit here and make this about both sides doing this or doing that. What we do know is that a top-ranking official, one of their generals, was assassinated as a result of an attack that our president called for without approval from Congress. Now, of course, the easy thing to do is to praise him. If you support him, the easy thing to do would be to praise him because you have to keep that train going. Yeah, I get it. However, Iran is a little more powerful than the other countries we've dealt with. And what we have to understand is that supporting Donald Trump is not going to save you if you are a conservative. Let me say that again. Being a conservative will not save you. One thing I always tell my children, and I have two. I have a son and daughter. One thing I say to them all the time is this. You two can fight like cats and dogs while you're here, while you're in the house. And this is something that's been passed down, but this is what I tell them. You two can fight like cats and dogs while you're here, in the house, again. But never let someone else get in the middle of that. Never let someone else, never be so comfortable fighting each other, being at each other's throats, that you're okay with other people doing the same thing. Because one thing I can tell you is that it is not going to be them. If anyone else gets involved, they're looking to destroy the family. That's all there is to it. They're not looking to help one side or the other. They're looking to just tear things apart. That's just how that works. You think Iran gives a damn about who's conservative and who's Republican? Unfortunately, Donald Trump at this moment, by default, by a broken system, is sitting in the White House right now. Whether we agree with it or not, the bottom line is that he's there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be that person who says it doesn't matter if he's attacked, if he's killed, or so on and so forth. He's the one who made the decision, so whatever comes is what comes. But if they come here, if they try to bring the war to our soil, yeah, we can get to talking and we can be cocky and say all this and that as much as we want. But when they do that, they're not going to go around to find who's conservative, who supports Trump, who's part of the GOP. They're not looking for just those individuals. They're coming after, I'm sorry. They're not, let me say that again. The opposite. The opposite of what I just said. They're not going to look for everybody who is against them. So in other words, they're not going to leave you alone if you support Trump. How many of you are truly prepared for war? Truly prepared. I don't mean sitting on social media and posting and sharing garbage that says we're going to kick everybody's ass. How many of you are ready to be attacked? I mean like 9/11 attacked. You're full of it if you say you are. This is a game to a lot of people. That's all this is to some. This is a game. And we're going to win, says everyone what type of involvement do you have? Because the ones I see talking the most are nowhere involved in the military. Remember, the military is the one who has to do the work. Too many of us don't fully understand the magnitude. Too many of you all, too many of us as a country do not understand the magnitude of something like this if they decided to bring the fight here. I served in the Army 21 years. I just retired in 2018. And what I'm going to tell you is this. There's no winning if people die. There's no winning if people die. I don't care about, sometimes you have to give up this to get, I could not care less. These are lies we're talking about. A life is lost. That means we lose. Because that family's loved one, you think they care? You think they considered a victory that their loved one's not coming back? People are getting way too comfortable, again, with social media as usual. However, and I'm outside, pardon the noise, but I'm outside enjoying some of this beautiful nature. You know, you got to get out there and get it in sometimes. But we're too comfortable in thinking this is a joke. This is funny. There's nothing funny about this. We're not going to go over there and play patty cake and slap box each other. They want us dead. Do you understand that? Dead. They want this country dead. They want anybody connected to this country wiped out. Are you talking because you believe you have all the protection in the world? Guess what? New York City had protection. Didn't they? After all, the World Trade Center was attacked in 1993, wasn't it? So how is it attacked again 8 years later? This isn't the time to be cocky, but understand this. Don't be comfortable. Do not get so comfortable with other countries bothering with us. Because they're not going to come here and take sides. They're not going to come here and take sides. They're going to come here, they're looking to destroy us. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat. I said that about Russia as well. Conservatives love to ignore Russia because it's not that big of a deal. That's exactly what Vladimir Putin wants. He wants you to ignore him. He wants you to say, not a big deal. And of course, he's going to try to convince you that he's on your side. That's how you do it. You go after the gullible. You go after the ignorant. You go after the weak. You're not going to say, I'm here to destroy everybody. I'm here to take over your country. Nobody's going to tell you that straight up. They're going to look for the weakest link. And if you're trying to take over and and get over on Donald Trump, you're going to look for everybody who supports him because they're going to be your easiest targets. It's the same way here. Iran doesn't care. And our first responsibility, very first, is protecting this country. I don't mean playing dress up. I don't mean getting on social media and sharing stuff while you're sitting on your ass in your damn pajamas. I'm talking about getting out there and really knowing what needs to happen. Being ready to protect ourselves. We have these half-assed vigilantes with all this little protective gear playing dress up with assault rifles to stop women and children, migrants from coming up past the border, from crossing the border. We got everybody set up to do that. I don't see the same number of people, the same amount, anything close to that, looking to join the military. That's odd. You ever hear the expression, pick on somebody your own size? Brings out, I get something like that. That type of expression is for cowards, or it's meant for cowards, I should say, because you got all that to stop some people coming across the border who aren't even that big of a threat, who aren't a threat really at all. The worst that can happen is that they'll throw some rocks at you, but people who actually can fight back, where are you? Iran doesn't care which side you're on. We are all Americans, though. We're all Americans. Donald Trump has no experience in foreign policy. None of it. And as easy as you love to say, and people say the same thing, I swear, the brainwashing is real. The brainwashing is just is too much sometimes. Well, he tells it like it is. That's because he don't know how to act, how to behave. He tells it like it is. He's not scared of these other countries. He will stand up and fight for us. Let me ask you something. What happened with Saudi Arabia? Since he wants to stand up to other countries. Remember, Saudi Arabia killed one of our journalists. They killed a journalist. What standing up to Saudi Arabia did he do? We all know why he didn't, but help me understand that. We're standing up to Iran, but what about Saudi Arabia? What about North Korea? North Korea, I think Trump pinky swore Kim Jong-un pinky swore that he would abandon his nuclear program. We come to find out later that he didn't. Where's his standing up to him? He gets himself on stage at one of his rallies and says what? We wrote letters and fell in love. What the hell kind of context could you say that in that makes that appropriate? This is a country that you're talking about. We have soldiers. We have service members right there in South Korea. What figurative, why would something like that even enter your brain cells to begin with? Let alone have it come out of your mouth. Don't talk to me about how much he's bold and he's not going to let everybody do it. These countries have already done stuff. Vladimir Putin pretty much took over. There's a press conference. I don't have the date on it. Not a press conference, I'm sorry. But when reporters straight up asked, did he interfere with the 2016 election? And other questions. And he looked very much like he was afraid to talk. Our tough president, afraid to tell other countries to stop bothering with us, afraid to stand up for us. Now all of a sudden during an election year, he's bold and his chest is out because he knows he's not going to be on the front line. He knows it's going to be others. Come on. Don't get so comfortable with fighting each other that you don't care that other countries are going to come in here. Because they're not going to take us out. as in Democrats or anybody against you. They're going to go after everybody. They want everybody gone. They want everyone gone. For so many people to be okay with this decision, it's truly, I don't even know what the word is for that. But so many people are okay with this because Donald Trump did it. You wouldn't hire someone, most of you, if you were the manager of a company, the owner, or what have you, you would not hire someone. If there was someone who had experience and someone else who did not, most likely you would hire the person with experience, right? Most likely you would, depending on the magnitude of whatever it is that you have going on. You're going to hire the person with experience. So, he doesn't have any. Okay, got it. Make an exception in whatever case. But his entire presidency, and I use that term very loosely, has been nothing but his lack of experience being exposed. This is another example of it. Yesterday, or whatever time this was, he posted on Twitter that his notification to Congress, or he posted on Twitter his notification to Congress that if we are attacked by Iran, we're going to respond in kind. The tweet was something to the effect of, let this be the notice to Congress. That's not how this works. You don't notify Congress through damn social media if you are the president of the freaking United States. And the part that gets me is that people don't see an issue with that. A friend of mine responded on one of my posts to say it's not required for him to do that. That kind of ignorance is baffling. Because the thing is, this is not some rule, some little thing that Democrats are getting together and huddling up and say, let's create these rules and try to trip them up. This stuff has been in existence for many, many years. Most of our country's history. He doesn't need approval. Says who? And when you have lives at stake, shouldn't you get approval anyway? Your support of Donald Trump, conservatives, is going to get you killed. It's going to get us killed, but it's going to get you killed too. Because it's not going to be just us. It's not going to be just Democrats. And you know damn well that if this were a Democrat, if this were Obama or someone like that, you would be regurgitating every bit of what the Constitution says. Oh, we can't go to war unless we get Congress approval. You'll say it in that case. But now all of a sudden it's okay. I am long past the point of trying to convince Trump supporters of anything. You want to drink bleach, that's on you. You want to dive head first off a cliff, Geronimo. But remember, this is going to get you too. Don't let your blind loyalty and your hate for liberals and Democrats and everyone else write a check that your ass can't cash. It's that simple. Thank y'all for listening. This is Robert People, robertpeople.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. See you back here on Wednesday.